tired.
Bigby has been through a lot. He's been literally torn apart, watched close friends die, and suffered more than one betrayal. That painful struggle comes to an end in Cry Wolf, the final episode of the premiere season of The Wolf Among Us. In a lot of ways, it's a fitting closure to a story that's thrived on ambiguity. Though many loose ends are finally tied up, The Wolf Among Us reminds us that there will always be some sort of trouble brewing in the seedy depths of Fabletown.
It must be so easy being you. Just come in here and blame me for all this shit.
The fights Bigby's gotten himself into throughout the season have always been a great mix of the fantastic and brutal, but this final episode contains the most intense action sequences yet. While elaborating too much would certainly spoil some of the best sections, let's just say Bigby's never been this unhinged or savage. There's a particular showdown that's been a long time coming, and it doesn't disappoint. No episode thus far has felt like this much of a spectacle. While player choice has been rather hit or miss during the first season, Cry Wolf takes it further than ever. Absolutely pivotal moments hinge on what you choose, and those choices will drastically change the tone of the finale. For 5 episodes, we've shaped Bigby into who we want him to be, and this episode finishes that development in profound ways.
I'm not gonna change the way I do things.
Perhaps more importantly, though, is the way the season concludes as a whole. As the credits roll, there are a lot of emotions to sort through. Games very rarely reflect the messiness of real life. The Wolf Among Us comes closer than most. Solving one big problem doesn't suddenly cleanse a world filled with them, and often the bravest among us go completely unrecognized. But for all it does right, Cry Wolf feels unceremoniously cut short. The episode has a lot to say, and it doesn't give itself enough time to fit it all in. While an hour and a half is a common length for episodes this season, it causes Cry Wolf to seem somewhat incomplete. There are conversations that feel like they should happen but don't, and the last scene leaves a lot to be desired.
You really think I'm that stupid?
Additionally, the Crooked Man ends up being less than he seemed to be. For almost an entire season, we've watched him ruin lives from behind the scenes as an untouchable and poisonous puppet master. It turns out, however, that his intentions are more straightforward than we've been led to believe. In Episode 4, the Crooked Man acted like a perfect foil to Bigby, someone serving the town in his own way. But sometimes the build-up can be more intriguing than the reveal.
You've won.
Even so, Cry Wolf is the end to a story worth experiencing. While not every episode has lived up to its potential, the season as a whole has left us with a world that we're hesitant to leave behind. As the first project after Telltale's The Walking Dead, The Wolf Among Us has been subject to plenty of comparisons and expectations. Yet it stands on its own as one of the finest things the studio has done to date.